GPI has commitment to stop any polio outbreak within 120 days of declaration of that outbreak. So that gives us 4 months timeline. Whenever there is any new case, we have to do our best possible effort to stop the transmission within 120 days. Because we want to ensure that full strength of GPI is available to respond to any outbreak. We also want to have a common understanding of all the procedures among those people who are going to get involved in that. We also wanted to clearly document roles and responsibilities of people who are going to get involved in the response. This SOP is going to provide a standard against which response will be assessed. Okay, so now we come to definition. So there are two things. One is poliovirus event, another is poliovirus outbreak. So event is a little different. So what it is in a country that has been free from polio for at least 6 months, if you detect WPV in single environmental sample, and you don't find any other evidence of local transmission. This happened in Brazil, I'm sure all of you are aware. So last year we detected 1 WPV in environmental sample, but there was no evidence of local transmission. Or detection of VDPV in AFP case, environmental sample, or any other sample with no further detection of related virus. So just isolated VDPV, it's not CVDPV. So these are poliovirus event. Poliovirus outbreak in a country which has been free for more than 6 months, if you detect a single or multiple case of WPV or CVDPV. Now the question may come like, can there be a single case of CVDPV? I mean, normal common sense says single case, you call it VDPV. But when we say that single case of CVDPV, it could be importation from some other country where CVDPV is circulating. Or a positive environmental sample for WPV, VDPV, given that you have 2 or more separate samples which contain WPV or VDPV with genetic sequencing information that indicates sustained local transmission. Or a single sample is positive and follow-up investigation identifies more compatible cases. Okay, so after this we come to grading. Grading in polio outbreak is a novel concept. This was not there before this. This SOP brings it out that we have now grading of polio outbreak. So this grading will be done by EOMG. As Arshad mentioned, that there is a group which is called Eradication and Outbreak Management Group, which is from among GPI partnership. And this will evaluate any outbreak when it happens, and within 72 hours, it will decide which grade this outbreak falls in. And that grading of outbreak will depend on population immunity, presence of vulnerable population, security situation, multi-country involvement, and capacity to respond. Capacity to respond from the country itself. This grade, it's not fixed. It will be very dynamic. So over the time, if situation evolves, the grade will be modified. Every 3 months, it will be reviewed in which grade this is falling. Yeah, I will not go into detail, but essentially grade 1 is minimal risk, whereas minimal risk of further spread or continuation or spread to other country. Grade 2 is moderate risk, grade 3 is significant risk. And you know the factor, as I mentioned in the previous slide. This is dependent on population immunity, presence of vulnerable population, security situation, multi-country involvement risk, and capacity to respond. Why this grading is important? This grading helps GPI to decide what amount of resources to be allocated for that response. Although this grading is not much useful to you as a RRT or as a search team when you are going into the country, this is being done by somebody else, and somebody else will decide what resources are going. But for you to have an understanding that these are the factors which are considered in the grading. This grading has bearing on technical leadership. Say, for example, for grade 3, which is multi-country involvement, there will be outbreak coordinator overall across the countries. For example, Horn of Africa or Middle East outbreak, we have outbreak coordinator for Horn of Africa, Sam Okiror, because it was multi-country. We had Somalia, Kenya, and Ethiopia affected. And for financial also, there is a provision in this SOP that there will be advance of lump sum money rather than that will be available with the team there to spend as and when needs arise. Thank you.